love our, well, I love
Big show.
big show today. Big show today. Big show. So here we are, episode 5, Cinco, right? Is that how you say it? Cinco?
I like 5.
Okay, 5. We are back at Pod Populi in Palm Beach Gardens, and we were here last week, right? Or the week before?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay, before our Chicago trip. And our last episode was about travel compatibility. Say that 5 times fast.
That's your job.
Yeah, that's true. So I thought we would piggyback off of that and talk a little bit about our last trip to Paris and the dining experiences and how we choose the restaurants and all that good stuff.
Sounds great.
Sounds good. Okay. So as we all know, I always use my notes. I love Pictionary, so we have to have my note paper. So the dining. So first, the last trip that we took, celebrating our 1-year anniversary, there were a few dinners that I knew in advance that we were definitely going to go to, like Comice and La Joy. But the others were kind of, okay, I'm just going to make some reservations. We're going to wing it. With that, I ended up looking. Why are you laughing?
Keep going. You're doing great.
Okay, thanks. Reviews, Yelp, stars, all that good stuff to make sure, because you just, right? We don't know.
That's correct.
You're awfully quiet today.
Well, you're sort of on a roll, so I'm letting you roll.
Here I go. Okay, so let's talk about Comice. Tell everybody about the experience we had at Comice.
Well, Comice was a return engagement for us. We were there the year before. While on our honeymoon, we went there for Valentine's Day.
And how did we find it originally? I think you just looked up.
I think I did a search for great restaurants in Paris and found that one. And what I had read about the restaurant obviously was intriguing, and we went. So interesting this time. I think we knew for Valentine's Day that it was going to be
special,
just a single menu, right? Because of the occasion. But when we returned this year, it wasn't for any special holiday or anything, and find out that that's kind of how they operate.
That's their thing.
Limited menu, fixed price, yeah. And it was awesome.
Awesome.
You know, we were fortunate last year when we went because the sommelier, she was Canadian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spoke obviously perfect English and incredible French. We found out this year that her husband's actually the chef.
Noah, yeah.
And, you know, as you like to do, we applauded the chef a year ago and went back and spoke to him again this trip. And, you know, just incredibly talented guy, great restaurant.
And she remembered us.
Back. Yeah.
Which was awesome. I think chefs and owners are more in tune with reviews and social media. Some of them are even responding on social media. They handle their social media. So when I reached out to her and said, you may not remember us, we're coming back. We were there for Valentine's Day. She responded right away, which was awesome. And then as soon as we walked in, which was funny because we were the first ones there, and it's like 7:00 at night.
Yeah.
We're the only ones in the restaurant. And then by like 8:30, it's packed. But that's dining in Europe, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. So Comice, incredible experience. That's what it is. It's an experience. And we even have pictures on our social media. We'll have to put those up on Unicorn Frog.
Yeah.
We'll have to do an Insta for the uni. Okay, so let's talk about Kong.
Yeah, Kong was, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a game time decision.
Yeah.
I don't remember what prompted the search for Kong.
Rooftop bars.
Was it rooftop?
Mm-hmm. We love a rooftop.
I remember being in the vicinity of the Pont Neuf
mm-hmm.
when we found it. So the search wasn't that area; it was just anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turned out to be a part of Paris that we really like. It's adjacent to the Pont Neuf. Louis Vuitton
Owns the
their
block.
headquarters. Yeah, basically owns the block. What was the name of that other department store? A funky name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But
But
we found out that Louis Vuitton had purchased
right.
that department store. So yeah, they absolutely did. They owned both sides of the block, actually.
And that hotel that was around the corner, that was amazing too, because that was also.
Remember the name of the hotel?
No, I should have wrote that one down.
Yeah.
But that was the one that we were at afterwards for.
Correct. Yeah. So Kong was an Asian-inspired restaurant, but we were there because it was a rooftop. It turned out that the rooftop had a glass ceiling.
Unbelievable.
There were just so many reasons to love it.
And it was a peninsula-type restaurant, right?
Yes.
Like the building was
overlooking the Pont Neuf. And, I wasn't the reviews were good.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting an awesome meal because I figured the venue was the thing, but the meal was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went across to, or adjacent to the hotel, and went to their rooftop just for a drink.
And meanwhile, it was packed, and it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And even the bar was crowded.
Although 10 o'clock in Paris is early.
Yeah, this is true.
That's second seating.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, let's talk about Sphere.
Well, you found Sphere
Online.
Before we traveled, right?
Yeah, so I was looking for just great reviews, pretty places, kind of mid-century feel. I love that Parisian mid-century look. And this restaurant popped up called Sphere, and it was near our hotel. I didn't know exactly where.
Well, let's back up a minute because you did some great research before the trip and identified some restaurants that we wanted to go to. It wasn't every night.
Mm-hmm.
But we should probably share a little bit of our general travel strategy, which is preferring cities. We're both foodies, and the food experience is a big piece of why we travel and where we travel to. We like cities. We love walkable cities. We just get out and walk. We don't want to be tourists. We want to kind of fit in with the locals and figure out why the locals are attracted to certain areas of the city or that particular city. So to get back to Sphere, you had pointed it out.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the day that
It was the day before
celebrity
the last.
was at the hotel and the street was blocked?
Yeah, because we were walking back.
Yeah.
And we stumbled upon it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so again, we're walking and we see this great space. The sign for the restaurant was
Like that big.
yeah, not easy to read. And lo and behold, it's Sphere.
Right.
And we did not have a reservation.
Nope, but there
This
you were
was-
on your phone.
It's 2 nights.
It was the
2 nights before we were leaving.
yes. Yeah.
And yeah, but then you asked
I
the
asked the gal.
hostess,
Yeah.
and we were able to get a reservation.
Made
And
it
that
happen.
turned out to be
That was also, it's an experience.
an incredible experience.
It's
Yeah.
not just, dining. Yeah.
I think that was the second
That was our
scallops
last.
meal that I had on the trip.
Yeah, because Comice, you tried the scallops
And
too.
me, who does not eat scallops.
He does not
But
eat scallops.
I do eat scallops in Paris.
Because
I'm
you
carving
can.
out an exception.
All right. I'm going to make them for you. But I'm going to make you
I'm not worried about the making. It's about
the eating and
the
digesting.
sourcing. No, the sourcing. You've got to.
No, I'm going to get bay scallops, like oyster bay scallops. Just trust me. And do a
okay.
little scampi with it. That's all.
Okay.
A little scampi, a little campy. Okay, so let's talk about La Boissy with the low ceiling.
Le Boissy.
Whatever. La Boissy. So that's the restaurant where we got the
Yeah, that was local.
mussels. Yeah.
Right around the corner from our hotel.
We walked there.
A minute on the hotel, so we did a VRBO the year before on our honeymoon. This year, I would say we were staking out Hiltons. We like Hiltons, and you found this Hilton on. I'm trying to
Astor.
Maison Astor was the name of the hotel on Rue, I don't know,
11 or something.
And very nondescript location, well off the beaten track, but within a block and a half of everything. And Boissy, which there were 4 words in the name of the restaurant, right? Mm-hmm. Was basically right around the corner. Another great restaurant where we were seated on the second floor at a table
overlooking
in a space where I could not stand upright because the ceiling was so low. Yeah, balcony overlooking the main dining room. I don't know if we were going to rank on a 1 to 5 scale the quality of the food. It's 4 to 4.5.
Yeah, I would say.
Was it mussels?
Mussels. Oh my gosh. Can we just talk about the mussels? Mm-hmm. So the mussels come in this.
Led to another Amazon purchase.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, Amazon. You need sponsorship.
Ceramic, right? Ceramic.
Yeah.
It's like pottery. Yeah. Ceramic.
Mm-hmm. Clay, ceramic, yeah.
Oyster/snail plate, platter. So there's like 12 spots. They sauteed the oysters in butter and garlic.
The mussels.
And then they breaded them, and then they baked them with cheese on top of it. This was, I could have licked the plate. It was outstanding.
I think there was a little bit of that going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and you have the bread, you have to dip. Mm-hmm. So come back here. And like when we got back home, I found the mussels at Doris's. So I know where to get them now. They're the miniature little guys. So we're doing it. I'm going to do that and the scallops.
Hopefully they'll be as good.
Well, you're a great cook.
It's not the cooking. It's it's like shrimp. Why do I go to Carmine's to buy shrimp? Because
it's good quality shrimp.
Yeah, it's high quality.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I can't say high quality, but
there's that.
Yeah, we won't digress.
No. Okay, so next is we've got a few. We've got Black Pearl, which I was going to save for last. We've got La Joy, which La Joy is wonderful. That is in the hotel. I have it, Fouquet, Fouquet. So on the corner of the Champs-Élysées.
Champs-Élysées.
Yep. There's this famous hotel, Fouquet. Is that it?
Fouquet.
And on the side, because I tried to get in there, and they were like, no. So they said, but we have La Joy on the side. So we walked around.
Yeah, but so we stumbled on it.
Totally.
When we were there on our honeymoon.
But I tried to get us in by walking into the restaurant. They were like, no, because they were booked.
A year ago, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then we ended up at La Joy, which is attached to the hotel, which is wonderful. And in the wintertime, they have these. Are they glass? They're like plexiglass because they're not real glass. It's like thick, heavy-duty plastic.
Or almost like a tent material, possibly.
Really? They're soft? I don't think so because they had the door. It was a hard door.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's this, imagine Cinderella carriage, the globe that she's in.
Right.
This is where you dine in a courtyard of a hotel with fairy lights everywhere, and these huge glass domes that seat 2 or 4 people that are lit up. It was unbelievable. That was something like I've never seen. But actually, COVID kind of had these pop-up globe dome dining.
And I'm not sure that was the reason a year ago. I think it was more of maybe a holiday remnant.
Well, and also I think they wanted people to eat outside, so in Chicago they heated those, right?
Right.
Yeah. So La Joy, we ate this time in the restaurant, not the little what do you call that? Like that tea
bar?
spot.
The tea room.
Tea room, yeah. So we ate at the restaurant again. You have a little fly there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was
sorry
a great
for the pop.
Yeah, a great restaurant.
It was excellent. And, the space too.
Yeah.
Architecturally was very significant.
Mm-hmm.
And
the books,
the beams, it was really a fake arch, which masked the all glass perimeter wall. Mm-hmm. So it made it feel more like this old library. And of course there were books everywhere, and we were in a little nook.
Yeah, one whole wall is filled with shelves and books, and then they kind of corner in either 2 seats or 4 in that little space. That's a great find. Mm-hmm. We will always go back. Okay, so
be a great hotel to stay at too.
Okay,
you go down and have tea there every day.
I'd go in my robe and slippers in that hotel.
And maybe get arrested, but go ahead.
No, people do that.
Do they?
Yeah, they go down and all right, never mind. Bristol Hotel, which is one of the finest hotels in Paris.
Bristol.
Yes, we never stayed there. We visited only, but we will go back to have lunch or dinner when we go back next time.
Why did you bring up the Bristol?
Just because it's on the list of beautiful places.
Okay.
And then Terrass Bar in Montmartre, also totally random. Great restaurant, great find.
Did we find that one?
I looked up rooftop bars in Montmartre.
Yeah, because it was not
easy
close.
to find.
Yeah, that was a long walk. Mm-hmm. But yeah, awesome.
Although we didn't love
views.
the oysters.
You didn't love the oysters.
Oh, it wasn't just, It was just me. Well, I don't like the taste. First of all, you shouldn't have any shell or sand when you're having a clam or an oyster or a mussel. Not an option. Mm-hmm. And then it was a little too fishy.
Yeah.
But
that happens.
The place was incredible. I would go back. And the views, I mean.
And how old was that hotel?
Late 1800s?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the rooftop was a renovation, and the rooftop garden we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
Which wasn't open, I think.
No.
Because the weather wasn't cooperating.
Maybe summer. Oh, if we go back in the summer, what a different experience we would have, because we're always there when it's
we said next trip's
cool
going to be April or May, or maybe it's September. I don't know.
Okay, what else? Okay, talk about the Black Pearl, because this was our last night. This was a total...
Perle Noire.
Yeah.
Well, that was, again, kind of the result of a walkabout. We had eaten... And do we overeat when we travel? Sometimes. We certainly did on our last trip.
We're not talking about the last trip.
That was just Chicago.
We're not talking about that. No, I think we do good when we're on, like in Europe, because we do small lunch, small breakfast, big dinner, sometimes no lunch.
Yeah, and we're always out walking.
Yeah.
5 miles a day. But yeah, so that night, knowing we had, was it Sphere the next night?
No, I think this was our last night.
No, we had a...
so then Sphere was our last. Yeah.
Sphere or Comice. I don't remember which order we did it in. No, I think Sphere was the last.
Yeah.
And we wanted to just do something casual,
Brasserie.
not fancy. Yeah. A little less expensive than some of the others that we had done.
Yeah.
Walked the neighborhood, found Le Perle Noire, and walked in, and
incredible hospitality.
Incredible, yeah.
Good seat by the window. We brought our traveling magnetic chessboard, which I forgot to bring to Chicago. So
that's why we ate too much.
Blame it on the board. So if you like chess, like us, have a traveling small little, I don't know, 1 foot, not even, it's probably 12, 10, 11 inches, magnetic chessboard, bring it to the bar. We did it in the hotel lobby also, not the lobby, in the restaurant at the hotel one night too. It's just fun.
Worth mentioning, I don't know if it's just like we have good luck because we've talked to other people that have been to Paris who complain about nobody speaking English, and it seems like everywhere
Everybody
we go,
speaks English. Yeah.
they speak English, and that he was either the manager or the owner of the Black Pearl was incredible.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, I would have said he was from Denmark. I don't know why he reminded me of that, but.
Yeah, he was Norwegian-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scandinavian.
But he was great.
Yeah, he was on it.
Really made us
what was
feel
funny
like
is
we were home.
When I ordered my first drink and sucked that margarita down, I looked at him and I said, "Can I?" He's like, "Taller glass?" Yes. Like he knew, because it was, it was itty bitty. It was a cute size, but I needed something with, and they made good margaritas, which is so weird. Like, why would I get a margarita in Paris? But it was a bar.
I can't remember what I was drinking.
Probably Sancerre.
Yeah.
Or maybe a beer.
Maybe a beer.
Okay, let's talk about, I think we might have talked about Honfleur one time here, but we need to just touch upon that just because our honeymoon, we left Paris, headed to Normandy, and on the way, we stopped due to a recommendation.
Well, yeah, so let's focus there for a minute because, you get all the credit for your knack and ability to connect with people. You connected with the guy who ran our VRBO the year before, or that trip, and then you connected with. We stayed at a chateau in Normandy.
Who stays at a chateau? I mean, come on, it's incredible.
It was a big house, and what was the guy's name? Peter?
No, but
Kevin,
it'll come to me.
Ned. But grew up in
Japan or somewhere, yeah.
Not particularly fluent in English, and yet you connected with him effectively enough that he made the recommendation for us to stop in Honfleur. Again, when we do a lot of walkabouts, and apparently we do drive-abouts as well. We knew our destination was Normandy. We didn't really know where we were going once we got to Normandy. And then this gentleman makes the recommendation to stop at Honfleur, and Honfleur was...
Incredible harbor town.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Cobblestone streets and artisans and dining.
Yeah, art galleries. I mean, there had to be a couple dozen galleries in this small town. Obviously, that's, the lifeblood of the town, but still, it was
totally random.
Really great.
And worth it. Like, we would go back, especially if we were traveling in that area. So funny.
Yeah.
You agree?
No, I absolutely agree. I was actually thinking, it made me think of, now I think we can call it our art shop in Montmartre. Didn't we buy another piece there?
Yeah. It's hanging in the bath. In the powder room. Yeah. Let's talk about the powder room just for a second.
Oh, yeah. You should have pictures.
So after our honeymoon, and even before, it all started with Ralph Lauren in Chicago. Let's just be real.
Really?
Yes. So Ralph Lauren.
That was your inspiration?
Yes. Ralph Lauren.
Before you did your powder bath in your old home?
Correct.
I had no idea.
Ralph Lauren in Chicago, we went there for lunch. RL. Incredible spot. But the walls were a deep midnight blue and adorned with hundreds of pictures, all in gold frames. And I thought, I need to do this in my powder bath at my place.
And you did.
And I did.
And then you did it again.
And then I did it again, in our bath. And of course, we added a beautiful chandelier. So it's very Parisian inspired because many places in Paris look like that. They have all the pictures on the walls, they all match. Or
maybe when you're a building that was built in the 1600s, how many centuries ago, you collect things.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we lived there, the artwork that we would collect?
Yeah, well, we would, I think that there's something to the longevity of a place that creates, it's not unlike the conversations I've had about downtown Abacoa and how it compares to older downtown or main streets, right? When you've been there for a while and there's turnover and then the goodness starts to lock in and then there's still some turnover on the edges. I think the same thing happens in old spaces, right? Like I think of some of the great old restaurants that had celebrities go there. And so there are pictures of all the celebrities like, Gibson's in Chicago. And when you've been a destination owned by the same person for decades, you accumulate stuff.
Or as George Carlin says,
what does he say? I don't know.
Says shit. You acquire shit. And then you move and you bring your shit. Yeah. And then you try to get rid of some shit to make room for more shit.
But, we also have to, it's more than chance. Obviously, there's a style in Paris, which you mimic with the gold frames and the variety of frames. So, there's an intention in the spaces in Paris. They just don't happen by accident.
We are lucky that we don't live near Antique Row in Lake Worth.
Or I am lucky that we don't.
Yeah, that would be a problem. We will get there.
I know we'll get there.
And there are some stores that are affordable. You got to look. You got to spend the day. Our dear friend Mick thinks that we won't be able to buy one thing there. I beg to differ. I think we might find a spoon. No, I'm telling you, there's going to be some stuff that's affordable.
Yeah, I think Mick's thinking furniture.
No, well, we don't need furniture yet. Well. Did you hear that?
I heard it.
Yeah. So Normandy, okay, we get to Normandy, which was incredibly emotional and made a huge impact on us while we were there. But we also learned that Normandy is kind of closed on Sundays and Mondays, which we did not plan.
Yeah, that was a planning mistake on my part. But I had no idea. We drove in on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we're leaving Tuesday morning. Yeah, so perfect timing for the 2 days that are closed. But we found
an unbelievable restaurant.
Walked around Bocage. And found not only a great hotel and restaurant, but a great story owned by a husband and wife. Husband was the chef, right? Outstanding food.
We were blown away.
Although it's hard to get bad food in France. Let's just
be real.
Make that point. But incredible. And then that was Sunday. And then Monday.
Monday we went to the museum.
Yeah, I don't remember which town we were in.
Cayenne.
Was it downtown Cayenne, though, where we went to the restaurant? Okay. Much bigger challenge.
And we had onion soup.
That was open, yeah.
Not French onion soup. They don't call it that there.
Yeah, that's right. Well, because you're in France. So. But outstanding restaurant, charming, quaint, architecturally significant on a back alley road.
So crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And they don't open till 7.
Correct.
So they're open, some are open for lunch, and then they close at like 3, and then they reopen at 7. So you have to be prepared for that when you go, which we've learned.
Yeah, although we were there early.
Yeah. Well, we went to that really weird bar.
Yeah.
And they were playing like 80s music, and I was like loving it. Yeah, that was fun. There were just a little weird people in there.
Yeah, I don't know that we went to a bar before the meal on Sunday too, which felt like they were wanting to close the place, but
he stayed open for us. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the bar on Monday night. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. We'll have to go back to that.
Okay. Let's go back.
Okay, so let's talk. How are we on time?
We're good.
Yeah, okay. Trains, subways versus Uber, which we've, slowed down on the Ubers and started taking more of the local transportation.
Definitely our preference to take the public transportation when available, although our first trip in Paris, we did not.
Right.
I'm not sure why.
Well, we walked everywhere during the day, and at night, some of the restaurants were a little further away, so we did have to Uber. Like Comice was not close.
Which we did again.
Right. But we prefer to do the local transportation.
Yeah. Public transportation in London is unbelievable. So maybe we didn't have an opinion of the French subway, but we ventured and it worked out fine, except for the
one instant. Yeah.
Yeah. After leaving the Terrass restaurant, I had my phone stolen. Swiped. But
he didn't get away with it.
No, I felt the guy take it. I turned. I wish I could have had that on film because he probably thought he picked it clean.
And he was just going to pretend that he was on his phone.
Yeah, I turned
Absolutely.
And he just acted like everything was fine and held the phone up in front of me. I took it back, but yeah, that was. And then we found out later that
happens.
One line was a little dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I've never felt unsafe.
No,
when we've traveled.
Usually we do it during the day. I mean, to be fair, we're not take
walking
it late
around
at night,
midnight and stuff. Well, yeah, for sure. No.
Although we do walk around parts of the city at night with no idea whether it's safe or not, but
we're rebels,
I guess.
As far as the real estate, which that could be a whole other.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to come back to that because we are.
Yeah, we're running on time and we have our cards.
Bumping up on cards, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so each week, for all the listeners, they know this, for Dorian, who's new, and Alex, we pick these cards. They're from Intelligent Change, and they're called Let's Get Closer. So we don't really, we just kind of pick from the bunch. Which one are you choosing closest first?
I'm going for
wow,
red
you're
first.
going in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What is your greatest gift or talent? I'm asking you.
Oh.
We've identified a couple of them during this episode.
We have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your ability to curate great restaurants and your knack at connecting with any human being we ever meet.
So I was going to say, it's not really a talent, but a gift. Is communication.
Gift or talent.
Yeah, communication. I've never had a problem speaking to a CEO of a company or a janitor. Like, if I'm going to speak to them, I'm going to give them the time. I'm going to listen. If I am trying to do, work with them or it's personal reasons, whatever it is, I'm not bothered by talking to whomever it is and just. Why? What? Yeah, you're agreeing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can communicate, although it's probably not articulated really well there.
No, I think you articulated fine. I was thinking, thinking of a talent that I had relative to this episode, and it's wayfinding. I can kind of find our way through cities. Mm-hmm. But the smile you caught was me thinking, okay, yeah, I'm good at wayfinding, with the exception of our train ride to the London airport, the wrong London airport. Mm-hmm. But the smile was your patience and tolerance, and you go with the flow, and
most times.
I think that makes it easy for me to be bold at times.
Another reason why we are travel compatible.
Yeah.
All right, we might as well stick with the order.
Go easy. Go easy.
That's all right. Okay. I can handle it. Okay, what is something I have done for you that you are grateful for?
I don't think I can say that on the podcast.
Stop. You stop.
Something you've done for me that I again, just mentioned it, your just your even nature and your ability to be spontaneous. You know, I don't know that just anyone would enjoy traveling the way we travel. You know, we love the way we travel. It's spontaneous. We're adventurous, all that stuff. You know, we're in cities different than when we travel to Chicago or even when we travel to Asheville, as two examples. And then our trip to the East Coast over the holidays this last year. I think when you're in your own country, you just know how things work. But when you're in a different country, we're not recklessly adventurous, but we're willing to make mistakes and then make the most out of wherever that decision leads us. And I love traveling that way. So I'm fortunate that you're willing to, and I don't think it's a willingness. I think that's who you are too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm always grateful for that.
So I am grateful for your kind heart and generosity. It is beyond what I've experienced before. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, last one. Let's get closer, but this one's just close. That's closer. That's closest. I don't know what it is about these cards. They confuse me a little bit.
Does it matter which color is which?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about yourself?
Oh,
the least favorite thing is talking about myself. Favorite thing about myself. I have no idea.
That's a hard one. And that's close? That's not even closest?
Yeah.
Why would you pick that card? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, who picked it?
I just picked.
What is your favorite thing about yourself? That I'm 6'4"?
That's a good one.
That's good. My blue eyes?
Aw. I don't even know. My dance moves. I don't know. I'm just winging it at this point.
You have good dance moves.
I used to.
What's your favorite thing about yourself?
That's not easy.
No, it's kind of we may have to
revisit that one.
Come back to this card for a whole episode.
Okay. Right. Let's talk about our next episode.
Let's.
What are we going to piggyback again on the travel compatibility? Are we going to go back to the love languages? Because there's
we need to go back to love languages.
For sure. And we need a guest. We need to bring on a guest.
Yeah, I think maybe that's our next one. Let's have a guest.
Oh, okay. We have to figure out who. Yeah. So,
and then we have to figure out what the subject matter will be.
For sure. And they need some prep. Like Andy doesn't need to be prepped. Andy would be fine. Mickey would need maybe some prepping. A little, not a lot. We'll see.
I didn't say it, Mick. I'm not picking on you.
Well, because he just doesn't want to be caught off guard. That's all. He's that guy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't say it.
I did, Mick.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you for spending some time with us and listening to our podcast. I'm Stacy Ryan. I'm the unicorn.
And I'm Bill Ryan, and I'm the frog.
Have a good one.
Thanks for listening.